Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. My name is Constance and this is my second attempt at a video today. I filmed a whole different video earlier today for Tuesday. I'm a little behind this week because of everything that went on over the weekend, and got into the house and only to realize that the wireless microphone that I was using, that the battery had gone dead, and so all of that was lost. So this is my second attempt at doing a video for Tuesday. And this morning when I filmed the other one, I was doing the morning chores, I was talking about the weekend and all of that. Well, now I've moved on. I'm working on a project. I've got a great big plastic tote here that I just cleaned out, and I've got some 2x2s, and I'm getting ready to make a brooder for some Keats, because this is the week that the guineas are coming. Alright, there's my little makeshift lid for the brooder. I've still got to trim the excess wire around the sides, if I can find my daggone wire cutters. We were using the wire cutters and everything the other day to work on the fencing for Sophie and Amos, and for the life of me, I have no idea where the menfolk put the wire cutters. So I used bolt cutters to cut through this chicken wire. Alright you guys, it is all set up. I've got the feeder in here, I've got the water bottoms ready and set up, the bedding is in there. So that's all finished. Now we're just waiting on the Keats, the baby guineas. We should be receiving a tracking number any minute. And I'm really hoping that the baby guineas arrive here in the next day or so, day or two, before Friday at least, because we have to go to the post office and get them. And while, if I'm not here, you know, my son and daughter-in-law live here with the grandbaby, and they could go to the post office and get the baby guineas if need be, but I just really want to be here when they come. You know, that's kind of really cool. It's really fun getting that box full of little peepers, peep, 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 at the post office and driving home with them. It's a cool thing, and so I'm hoping that I'll be there. You know, I was anxious to get the guineas and went ahead and put in the order. Completely forgot that this is the same week that I'll be going to Alabama. It's a short trip. We're just going to sign the papers and make it official that the Alabama homestead belongs to somebody else. Closing on the property. But I'm pretty sure that they will come before I leave for Alabama, because I don't have to leave there until Thursday, and that gives us most of the week for them to get here. So my fingers are crossed. I'm hoping that I'm here when we get the call. So let's head on down here to the creek, one of my favorite spots on the homestead. And I'm just going to share a few things with you about the weekend and about a couple little announcements. So I shared last week that over the weekend I would be attending the Mid-America YouTube meetup, and I had originally planned on staying the entire weekend. The event was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and initially I had booked an Airbnb, and I had just booked it for one night, and Then I realized, well, there is a lodge there. I thought it was at the state park. It was not at the state park. It was nearby the state park. And it was less expensive. And I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and book both nights and stay for the whole thing. Well, let's just say the lodge was suboptimal. Do not recommend. And I did not get any sleep that first night there. And when I got up in the morning, I said, I'm not staying here another night. And so I packed up all my things, left the key in the room because the office wasn't even open yet and there was no drop box for the key. Yeah, I had just decided I wasn't going to stay for a number of reasons, but that lodge was definitely right at the top of the list. But I am glad that I went. Empty Homestead did a phenomenal job organizing this event. Almost every YouTuber who was there I had never heard of, had no idea who they were, had never seen or met them before, with the exception of just a couple of them. Now Saturday morning, of course, I keep Shabbat, and I just headed out to the lake. I just found a peaceful spot to park, and I watched the service that I watch online every weekend. Just sat there with the view of the lake and the birds and everything else, and just enjoyed the peaceful Shabbat service. And then after that, I went and visited with the people who were there. And I will tell you, the highlight for me of the entire weekend was getting to meet some of my wonderful YouTube friends, some of you guys who came there. And you know, generally when I go to events like this, I tend to not pick up the camera. I just enjoy leaving the camera behind once in a while and just being present and participating in conversations and giving people my full attention. And I didn't even take my camera out of the truck. I think I only snapped one picture with one of the subscribers, a sweet lady named Sandy. She actually lives rather close to this area, does her shopping in Fort Smith like I do. And I did pull my phone out and got a couple little clips when I was driving into 10 Killer State Park. It's not a big park, but it is a lovely park with a beautiful view of the lake. Now, speaking of events, and this is one of the things that I talked about in my video this morning, silently, it seems. Last year, you know, I went to quite a few events, and I had decided that this year I wasn't going to do as much traveling, except now I have all sorts of trips that I'm going to be going on this year. Of course, I'm going to a faith-based women's conference in Texas. I'm going to the Petals from the Past event in Alabama. I am going to Homesteaders of America in Virginia this year. This will be my 4th time attending the Virginia conference. But you know, Mr. Smith and I have talked at length about the trips that I've been going on, and I had always said that I would go to the Homesteaders of America conference every single year that it takes place because I love it so much. And I do. But I made that statement when we lived in Alabama, and it was only 665 miles away. I could do that in one day. It's a lot farther now. I can't do that drive in one day. And I have a hard time being gone that long. And I know I could potentially fly there, rent a car and all that. But you know, that's just added expense. And now that we're kind of in a different area of the country, there are all sorts of homestead events that take place here that I've never attended. One of them I actually purchased a ticket to, the Ozark Homesteading Expo, I think it's called. I purchased it back when the tickets first came out, knowing that I might go to it, I might not go to it. But the ticket was really inexpensive, and I figured if I didn't go, it was not the end of the world, but that I would have the ticket in case I wanted to. Realistically, I don't think I'm going to make that one this year. I had several people ask me about the Okie Homesteading Expo in Oklahoma. I do not plan on attending that one this year, maybe next year. I do know already that I will be attending a homesteading event right here in Arkansas. It is further south in the state, and I will actually be one of the speakers next year, so I'm really looking forward to that. But I will really, really miss attending the Homesteaders of America conference. So far, I will tell you that is my favorite conference that I have ever attended. I will, however, remain a member of Homesteaders of America. And the great thing about being a member is you have access to watch all of the sessions in the conference. So all of those great speakers, you can go back and watch those. And there's more than one tier of membership for Homesteaders of America. And if you select the upper tier, you can actually go back and watch all of the speakers that were recorded at all of the conferences since they started recording them. So it's several years and just a tremendous wealth of knowledge. And so that is a great option, especially if you are one who tried to get a ticket this year and were not able to. Another added perk of being a member is you get access to tickets before the general public does. And I will tell you, when the tickets became available for this year's conference, not only did I get a ticket for myself and my friend who is thinking of going with me, I also bought a pair of extra tickets. And these are legit tickets. So those who missed out will have an opportunity to win a pair of tickets from me. Now, because of all of the unbelievable numbers of scammers and fraudsters out there in regards to HOA tickets and frankly giveaways in general on social media, when I do that giveaway, I will be hosting it on my website. I will not be hosting it on YouTube because that will give me a little bit more control over the scammers that show up. So you will definitely want to be on the lookout for that if you are interested in potentially winning a pair of tickets. And of course, if you are subscribed to my email newsletter, you will get a heads up in advance when that giveaway is going to be taken place, because that is one of the perks of being a subscriber to my newsletter. You get a heads up when something exciting is about to happen. And speaking of announcements, I have one other thing that I wanted to share. This is something I have really debated about for a few years now, and I've kind of gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about it. But after having a couple conversations with some other YouTubers and just talking about the content we create and things like that, I've decided to create a second YouTube channel. And that YouTube channel is going to be my faith-based channel. This channel, Cosmopolitan Cornbread, will remain homesteading, cooking, animals, all of the things that you have seen me share here from our homestead. But over on the new channel, Coffee with Constance, I will be sharing devotionals, Bible studies, scripture readings, and things of that nature. So if you have enjoyed all of those videos that I have created in the past and you would like to see more of them, be sure to subscribe to that channel, and don't forget to ring the bell so that you get notifications when there's a new video. And with that, I'm going to wrap this up since I have been filming and filming and filming today. Much to no avail for a lot of it. Thanks for hanging out with me here again at the homestead. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.